Olivier Giroud is a French footballer who plays for English club Arsenal in the Premier League and the France national team. He plays as a striker and is known for his size, physical style of play, heading ability, shot power, strength and link-up play. He is also associated with making runs to the front post that outwit defenders. Early career: Giroud was born in the commune of Chambord ⁡ in the Rhône-Alpes region, but was raised in the nearby village of Frogs, close to Grenoble. Giroud began his football career playing for his hometown club Olympique Club de Frogs. He spent 6 years training at the club before joining professional club Grenoble at the age of 13. Club career: Grenoble. Giroud spent 8 years developing in Grenoble's youth academy before signing his first professional contract at the age of 21. He later admitted that signing his first contract was an important part in his development as a player, stating, "It took me signing my first professional contract to become aware of my abilities. If you trusted me, it must know that I have some qualities." Ahead of the 2005 Euro 06 season, he was promoted to the club's reserve team, which was playing in the Championnat de France Amateur 2, the fifth level of French football. Giroud quickly became an important player in the team, scoring 15 goals in 15 matches. His performances over 7 months with the reserve team resulted in the player being called up to the senior team in March 2006 by manager Thierry Goudet. Giroud made his professional debut on March 27, appearing as a late-match substitute in a 1-1 draw with Guingamp in Ligue 2. He remained a part of the senior team for the rest of the campaign, making 5 more substitute appearances, scoring 45 goals. Giroud was promoted to the senior team permanently for the 2006 Euro 07 season by new manager Peyton Poulenc and Nicolas Margerie, and was assigned the number 22 shirt. After appearing as a substitute in the team's first league match of the campaign, he made his first professional start in a 2-1 defeat away to Nantes, playing the entire match. On February 26, 2007, Giroud scored his first professional goal, netting the injury-time winner against Le Havre. He described the goal as a fantastic memory. "I could not dream better for a first pro goal." A month later, Giroud made his third start of the campaign against Guingamp. In the match, which ended 0-0, Giroud incurred his first professional red card. He finished the campaign with 18 total appearances and 2 goals as Grenoble finished in 5th place. Loaned to Istres, in an attempt to earn some playing time, Giroud spent the 2007 Euro 08 season on loan at Istres in the Championnat National, the third level of football in France. Under the tutelage of manager Rick Appenon, he continued his development as a striker and, in his second match with the club, scored his first goal in a 2-1 win over Laval. 2 weeks later, Giroud scored goals in back-to-back matches against Vannes and Tail. He scored his first double of the season in a 2-0 win against Avignon. A fortnight later, Giroud converted 2 goals again, this time in a 3-2 win over Pau. After going through the months of November and December without scoring a league goal, Giroud returned to form in January, scoring goals in a 3-2 defeat to Vannes and a 2-0 win over Beauvais. He finished the campaign by scoring goals in April league fixtures against Paris and Martigues, which brought his total goal tally with Istres to 14. Of the 14 goals, Giroud only scored 4 at the Stade Passe Main, Istres' home stadium. After a successful loan stint, Giroud returned to Grenoble with hopes of receiving some significant playing time, as the club was now playing in Ligue 1. However, club manager Mohamed Boutry-Quarters-Darivière, who was hired while Giroud was on his loan stint at Istres, deemed the player surplus to requirements and, subsequently, listed him for transfer. According to reports, Boutry-Quarters-Darivière had declared that Giroud did not have the level to play among the elite. In 2011, Giroud re-evaluated his departure from Grenoble, stating, "I am neither resentful nor vengeful. I am just disappointed with what happened to Grenoble when there was great potential." Tours. On May 28, 2008, it was reported that Giroud had agreed to a 3-year deal with Ligue 2 club Tours. The striker was lured to the club by sporting director Max Marty, who had previously served as the chief executive officer of Grenoble, Giroud's former club. Giroud was also fond of Tours manager Daniel Sanchez, stating, "It's always a plus to have a former striker as a coach. His advice to me really helped a lot. With him, I progressed in my positioning and also in front of goal." Giroud was given the number 12 shirt and, due to injury, made his club debut on September 3, 2008 in a 2-1 defeat to Boulogne in the Coupe de la Ligue. He made his league debut a week later, playing the entire match in a 1-0 win over registered trademark Metz. A month later, Giroud scored his first goal for the club, converting the opener in a league match against Lens. In the second half, he scored another goal to cap a 3-1 win. 2 weeks later, Giroud scored his third goal for the club in a victory over Ajaccio. In the Coupe de France, Giroud scored 5 goals in 2 matches. In the 8th round of the competition, he scored the team's only goal in a 1-0 win over semi-professional club Passy Valor Copyright Edir. In the ensuing round against Ra Copyright Union ace club Jeanne d'Arc, Giroud scored 4 goals in a 7-1 win. Tours would later be eliminated in the next round by Lorient. After his 4-goal display against Jeanne d'Arc, Giroud followed up the performance by scoring goals in back-to-back league matches against Montpellier and Metz. After a double against registered trademark Metz on February 20, 2009, the striker suffered an injury, which forced him to miss 3 league matches. After making 2 substitute appearances on his return, in his first start since the injury on April 3 against Angers, Giroud scored the team's opening goal in a 3-1 win. Giroud later re-aggravated the previous injury in training, which led to him missing the entire month of April as Tours were contesting a promotion battle with several clubs. Despite losing Giroud, the club went unbeaten in the 4 league matches he missed. On his return against Boulogne on May 8, Giroud scored his final goal of the season in a victory. In Tours' final 3 league matches of the campaign, the club failed to achieve a win, which resulted in the club failing to earn promotion to Ligue 1. Giroud finished the season with 27 total appearances and 14 goals. In the 2009 Euro 10 season, Giroud was promoted to the lead striker role following the departure of Tenema and Nantes. The promotion immediately paid off as Giroud scored 2 goals in the team's opening match of the season. A 2-1 win over Le Havre in the Coupe de la Ligue. On August 18, 2009, he scored his first league goal against the same opposition in another win. Following another league goal in a win over Guingamp, on September 18, Giroud scored all 4 of Tours' goals in a 4-2 win over Avignon. It was his second career 4-goal match at the professional level and his third overall, having had 1 at amateur level while playing with the Grenoble reserve team. In the team's next 15 matches in all competitions, Giroud remained on form, scoring 10 goals. During that span, the striker scored in consecutive matches on 3 occasions. Giroud finished the full campaign with 16 goals, 13 of which came in league play. On January 26, 2010, it was reported that Ligue 1 club Montpellier has signed Giroud from Tours on a 3.5-year deal. The transfer fee was priced at €2 million, and it was also announced that Montpellier would loan Giroud back to Tours until the end of the 2009 Euro 10 season. The striker admitted the move to Montpellier would benefit him the most, stating, "I feel that here, the coaching staff will be able to help me make real progress. The environment is ideal, the training center is good, the group is healthy, and there's a beautiful stadium with an audience that responds to this." Following the transfer, Giroud went 3 weeks without scoring a goal before converting one on February 19, 2010 in a win over Avignon. 2 weeks later, he scored the team's only goal in a 2-1 defeat to Nantes. On March 19, Giroud scored 2 goals in a shutout win against CAR Saint-Thierry. A week later, he scored in another shutout victory over Strasbourg. After the goal against Strasbourg, Giroud went 7 matches without scoring before netting on the final match day of the season against registered trademark Metz. He finished the season with 42 appearances and 24 goals. Giroud scored 21 in the league and was named the league's top goal scorer. After the season, he was named the National Union of Professional Footballers Ligue 2 Player of the Year. Giroud was also named to the league's Team of the Year. Montpellier. Giroud officially joined Montpellier on July 1, 2010. He simultaneously made his club and European debut on July 29 in the first leg of Montpellier's UEFA Europa League third qualifying round with Hungarian club ʒiʁu. In the match, Giroud scored his first goal for the club in the first half. Montpellier won the match courtesy of Giroud's goal, but were defeated on aggregate after losing on penalties in the second leg. Giroud made his league debut in the team's first match of the campaign. A 1-0 win over Bordeaux. On August 28, he scored his first league goal in a 1-0 away win against Valenciennes. On September 25, Giroud scored 2 goals in a home victory over Avignon. The double brought his career goal tally to 9 against the Bâches du Rennais-based club. A week later, he scored Montpellier's lone goal in a 3-1 loss to Lille. In November 2010, Giroud scored game-winning goals in consecutive weeks against Toulouse and Nice. In the Coupe de la Ligue, Montpellier surprisingly reached the final of the competition. In the semi-finals against Paris Saint-Germain, Giroud played the entire match, which went into extra time. In the 117th minute, he scored the match-winning goal to send Montpellier to its first major final since the 1993 Euro 94 season when the club reached the final of the Coupe de France. In the 2011 Coupe de la Ligue final, Montpellier faced Marseille and were defeated 1-0 courtesy of a goal by ʒiʁu. Giroud played the entire match. Following his goal against Paris Saint-Germain, Giroud went scoreless for nearly 2 months before converting both club goals against the same opposition in a 2-2 draw at the Parc des Princes. Towards the end of the league season, Giroud scored goals against title contenders Marseille and Lyon. However, Montpellier lost both matches. After finishing the season as the club's top scorer, on May 31, 2011, Giroud signed a contract extension with Montpellier until 2014. Giroud began the 2011 Euro 12 campaign on form, scoring in the team's first 2 league matches of the season against Auxerre and the defending champions Lille. Montpellier won both matches. After scoring a double in a 2-2 draw with Brest, French newspaper Le Parisien affectionately dubbed him Le Buteur de Charme. The nickname paid tribute to his goal-scoring ability, as well as personality and looks, and was, subsequently, used by several other media outlets in France to describe the player. In the team's next 18 matches in all competitions, Giroud lived up to the nickname by scoring 13 goals. The impressive output consisted of hat-tricks against Dijon and Sochaux, match-winning goals against Nancy, Lyon, and Nice, and a goal each in the Coupe de la Ligue and Coupe de France. As a result of Giroud's performance and the team as a whole, Montpellier topped the league table in November 2011. In January 2012, Giroud was linked with a transfer to several clubs. Montpellier's owner Louis Nicolin responded to the rumours on French radio station RTL and surprised many by deeming one club not big enough for Giroud, while also declaring that the striker would cost at least a 50 or a 60 million. At the start of the second half of the campaign, Giroud scored in back-to-back league matches against Lyon and Nice. 2 weeks later against Ajaccio, he assisted on Montpellier's second goal and scored the team's final goal in a 3-0 win. On March 24, 2012, Giroud scored the only goal in the club's 1-0 win over Saint-Étienne. The victory placed Montpellier at the top of the table and the club remained there for the rest of the campaign, capturing its first league title in club history after beating Auxerre 2-1 on the final day of the season. Giroud finished the season with a league-leading 21 goals and 9 assists. Despite being tied on goals with Paris Saint-Germain attacker Nena, he was named the league's top scorer by the Ligue de Football Professionnel due to finishing with more goals in open play. Arsenal, 2012 Euro 13 season. On June 26, 2012, Arsenal won the race to sign Giroud on a long-term contract for a fee believed to be around £9.6 million. He was given the number 12 shirt. He made his debut on August 18, 2012 as a substitute against Sunderland in the Premier League and scored his first goal for Arsenal on September 26, in a 6-1 win against Coventry City in the League Cup. His first Premier League goal came on October 6, with the equaliser in a 3-1 win against West Ham, in which he also assisted a Theo Walcott goal. On October 30, he helped Arsenal to a historic comeback in a League Cup tie against Reading, as Arsenal were 4-0 down before coming back to win the game 7-5 after extra time, with Giroud scoring Arsenal's second goal. Giroud scored his first UEFA Champions League goal for Arsenal in a 2-2 draw at Schalke 04 on 6 November, and 4 days later he scored twice in a 3-3 draw at home to Fulham. Giroud's form earned him a place in the Premier League Team of the Week. On November 17, Giroud continued his fine form by scoring the third goal in Arsenal's 5-2 derby win over Tottenham. 4 days later, Giroud assisted both Jack Wilshere's and Lucas Podolski's goals in Arsenal's 2-0 victory over former club Montpellier, which allowed Arsenal to qualify for the knockout stages of the tournament. The Arsenal fans have warmed to Giroud as he has started to pick up form after a shaky start. A run of goals in consecutive games has led to a chant mimicking the Beatles' Hey Jude of Na Na Na, Na Na Ni, Na Na Ni, Giroud echoing around the Emirates Stadium. On December 29, 2012, Giroud scored a brace and hit the crossbar after coming on as a substitute for Alex Oxlade-Chamberlain in the 80th minute, as Arsenal beat Newcastle United 7-3 at the Emirates Stadium. On January 6, 2013, Giroud also provided an assist for Kieran Gibbs in the FA Cup third-round tie at Swansea, a match which ended 2-2. In the replay of the match, Giroud turned provider again to assist the game's only goal by Jack Wilshere. On January 23, he scored a brace as Arsenal beat West Ham 5-1 in a league match. He continued his goal-scoring form with another brace in a man-of-the-match performance against Brighton and Hove Albion in the fourth round of the FA Cup. On January 30, Giroud continued his form, as Arsenal fought back to earn a 2-2 draw, from 2-0 down at home to Liverpool. Giroud scored a header from a Wilshere free kick, and provided an assist for Theo Walcott. For January, Giroud was awarded with the Arsenal Fans Player of the Month award. Giroud netted his 16th goal for Arsenal on March 30, 2013, scoring Arsenal's third in the 4-1 home victory against Reading. On April 13, 2013, Giroud played a big part of Arsenal's 3-1 win against Norwich City at home, winning a penalty that led to the equaliser in the 85th minute. He then sent Arsenal ahead himself 2 minutes later and set up for Lucas Podolski. This victory sent Arsenal to third in the table, climbing past London rivals Chelsea and Tottenham. He received his first red card for Arsenal against Fulham, which meant he would miss 3 of Arsenal's last 4 games of the season. He had his appeal rejected by the Football Association. Giroud finished the season with 17 goals and 11 assists in 47 appearances. 2013 Euro 14 season. After showing some good form in pre-season, he scored in the opening game of the Premier League season against Aston Villa, in a match which ended up as a 3-1 loss for Arsenal. His next goal came later that week in the Champions League qualifier against Fenerbahce Section E, a penalty kick for the team's third goal. 4 days later, he scored the opening goal against Fulham in the 3-1 victory for Arsenal. He then scored the only goal in the North London derby against Tottenham Hotspur on September 1. He continued his streak by scoring a goal and assisting another in a 3-1 victory at Sunderland on September 14. He failed to score any goals in Arsenal's next 3 matches but made a crucial assist on September 28 during the 2-1 victory over Swansea. Soon after, in the same week, Giroud scored against Serie A leaders Napoli in a 2-0 win, making it their 10th consecutive win. Giroud had a couple of assists in the 4-1 win against Norwich City after the international break. Giroud then scored Arsenal's equaliser in the Champions League fixture against Borussia Dortmund, which Arsenal went on to lose 2-1. On October 26, Giroud scored the second goal in a 2-0 win at Crystal Palace, keeping Arsenal at the top of the Premier League, and almost a month later scored a double against Southampton, following a mistake from the Saints goalkeeper Artur Boruc, and then he converted a penalty in a 2-0 win. Giroud's last goal of 2013, and Arsenal's last of the year, came against Newcastle. His fecked header from Theo Walcott's free kick gave Arsenal a narrow 1-0 win and placed them at the top of the table going into 2014. This followed on from an assist to Łukasz Podolski in the away match against West Ham, 3 days earlier. He then scored on his return to the first team against Aston Villa after an ankle injury, a match that ended 2-1 in Arsenal's favour. He continued his goal scoring in a 4-0 win against Coventry City in the FA Cup. 4 days later, he scored against Southampton in a 2-2 draw. Almost a month later, he scored his 12th goal against Sunderland and his 13th Premier League goal of the season, within seconds of Łukasz Podolski equalising, in 2-2 draw against Swansea City. On March 8, 2014, Giroud scored twice against Everton in the FA Cup quarter-final, helping Arsenal to a 4-1 win. On April 12, 2014, Giroud scored one of the penalties in the shootout against Wigan Athletic to send Arsenal to the final of the FA Cup at Wembley Stadium. On May 17, Giroud started in the 2014 FA Cup final as Arsenal beat Hull City 3-2 at Wembley Stadium. International career. Prior to representing the senior national team, Giroud did not earn any caps with the national youth teams. In 2001, he was called up to the under-16 team alongside the likes of Johan Gurkov, Johan Kabay, and Sylvain Marviad by coach Pierre Mankowski to participate in a training camp held at the Clairefontaine Academy. After the camp, Giroud was not called up for the duration of the 2001 Euro 2002 under-16 campaign. On November 3, 2011, in an effort to reward Giroud for his performances domestically with Montpellier, national team coach Laurent Blanc named the striker in the squad to play in friendly matches against the United States and Belgium on 11 and 15 November 2011, respectively. Giroud described the call-up as a childhood dream come true, while also stating it is immensely satisfying and a privilege to represent the national team. He made his international debut in the match against the United States appearing as a substitute. France won the match 1-0. Against Belgium, Giroud earned another cap appearing as a substitute as the match ended 0-0. On February 29, 2012, Giroud scored his first career international goal in a 2-1 friendly victory over Germany. 3 months later, he was named to the squad to participate in UEFA Euro 2012. 2 days prior to the announcement of the final squad, Giroud assisted on 2 goals in France's 3-2 friendly comeback win over Iceland. On October 16, 2012, Giroud equalised for France in their 1-1 draw against Spain in a 2014 FIFA World Cup qualifier. Coming on as a substitute in the 88th minute, he scored a headed goal from a Frank Ribéry copyrighter wide cross in the 4th minute of injury time. Due to his goal against Spain and good form with Arsenal, Giroud, along with Arsenal teammate Laurent Koscielny, received a call for France's tie against Italy on November 14. In the match, Giroud had a few chances, but then was substituted with 5 other players in the second half as France came back from behind to win the match 2-1. Giroud scored twice and was named man of the match in a 6-0 win over Australia on October 11, 2013 in an international friendly. On May 13, 2014, Giroud was named in Didier Deschamps' squad for the 2014 FIFA World Cup. After appearing as a second-half substitute in France's opening match against Honduras, Giroud was named in the starting lineup for the team's second group fixture against Switzerland. He scored the opening goal of the match in the 17th minute to record his first FIFA World Cup goal and the 100th at the tournament in the French national team's history, as Les Bleus ran out 5-2 winners to qualify for the knockout stage. Personal life: Giroud has been married to Jennifer since 2011. Their daughter Jade was born on June 18, 2013. Giroud is a Christian. He has a tattoo on his right arm from Psalm 23 in Latin, Dominus reget me nihil me ideat. He describes himself as a very believing person. I don't cross myself before my games, but I do a little prayer. In February 2014, Giroud admitted he had cheated on his wife with model Celia Kay. After the incident, Wenger did not comment on the matter, saying he wanted to respect his privacy, and his wife went back to France. Since then, no news of a divorce has been reported. Career statistics, club. As of May 17, 2014, international, as of match played June 20, 2014. International goals, scores and results list. France's goal tally first. Honours, club, Montpellier, Ligue 1, 2011 a Euro 12, Arsenal, FA Cup, 2013 a Euro 14, individual, UNFP Ligue 1 Team of the Year, 2011 a Euro 12, Ligue 1 Top Goal Scorer, 2011 a Euro 12, Ligue 2 Top Goal Scorer, 2009 a Euro 10, UNFP Ligue 2 Player of the Year, 2009 a Euro 10, UNFP Ligue 2 Team of the Year, 2009 a Euro 10, Ligue 2 UNFP Player of the Month, September 2009, November 2009, footnotes, includes FA Cup, Football League Cup, Coupe de France and Coupe de la Ligue matches. References. External links, Olivier Giroud French League stats at LFPFR, Arsenal profile, Olivier Giroud at LA Permel Cup football, Olivier Giroud a Euro UEFA competition record, Olivier Giroud career stats at Soccerbase, official website.